What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode here in the Lion's Den. It's your boy, Prof. Foley, coming back at you guys with a brand new guest. Somebody that you may or may not already know. He is a fantastic artist here in the local Memphis area. I've known him for a little bit, and he is working on some really incredible things, so we're fixing to get into this here in the next few moments. So be sure to show love to the page, hit that big red subscribe button, ring the notifications bell, you know the drill. Show love and share to everybody if you enjoy what you hear on this podcast. So we're going to do away with this music here because it is distracting me now. Welcome back, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my friend and local Memphis artist, superstar Swish.
What's good? What's good? What's good?
Hold up.
Oh, shit, we got... I got a little applause. Okay.
Yeah, man. How you been?
I've been good.
Good.
I've been all right, you know.
Okay.
Maintaining. Trying to get the work done. It's the work. That's really all it is that I've been trying to handle. Trying to balance everything out.
Everybody, brother. Everybody, man. You got some big things going on, too, man. We were talking off camera, man. You got some really cool things. We're going to dive into that. So, first of all, there's a whole internet world out there that is dying to know you. So, tell them a little bit about yourself. What you got?
All right, so I'm a 22-year-old artist. I'm not originally from the Memphis area. I was born in Conway, Arkansas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not from here, so I don't sound like everybody out here. So that's kind of what makes me unique, I think, in the long term, because you know we have a lingo out here in Memphis, but like I don't sound like everybody, and I've always been picked at a little bit for that. But trust and believe, the bars is there, the music is there. If you can't handle it, you know what I'm saying, that's on you. But we gonna give everybody, you know, everything that I got. Let me talk about my hobbies a little bit. You know, I like to make music. I play guitar.
No kidding. You like to make music.
I like to make music, man. That shit's crazy.
You don't say.
You know what I'm saying? I play guitar. I can actually play guitar.
Okay.
I haven't played in a few years, so I'm a bit rusty, but I'm probably pick it back up for my new stuff. I'm actually a naturally talented artist, so I can paint and draw pretty well.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, so.
Watch out. Killing the ladies with that art over there.
You know, ladies love a good artist, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, I like stuff like that. Big gamer, too. So.
Okay. What you on? PS2, Xbox? What is it? Or, I'm sorry, PS2.
PS2.
PS5. That's where I stopped playing, was PS2. I think I almost got the PS3. Okay, so PS5. Great, I just aged myself, but whatever.
Yeah, you did.
That's how out of touch with games I am.
Yeah, I had PS5. I mean, I played, but like music takes up so much time now. It's like if I'm playing video games, I'm doing something wrong because I could be getting off my ass and like recording something or writing something.
That's how I feel about TikTok.
Yeah, like, and don't get me started on TikTok.
Social media in general.
Social media, bro. I need a social media manager. So if anybody see this and want to manage my social media, so I don't have to have my hands in it.
You could become the next manager for the one and only superstar Swish.
You definitely could, because
goodness.
I'm sick of social media. I was seeing something Kevin Gates said the other day, and it like made a whole lot of sense. It's like it makes a lot of people depressed. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, yeah, exactly.
Because it's everybody's highlight reel. You looking at the best of everybody's life. You're never looking at the downs.
Preach.
Dude could have just lost his car, but you know he on Instagram and he flexing like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, thousands
of dollars. Fake.
Most of it be fake, and even to the guys that it ain't fake. You know what I'm saying? It's like we don't see what you really go through. We just see the ups. And if you look at life at just people's ups, you'll never learn anything. Like my father tells me all the time, like the most that he ever learned from is like his failures. When you fail at something, that's where you learn something.
Right.
You will never like get anywhere. But like if you're a person that never lost, it's like where do you have to improve from? Because you never had to
come back from anything.
You never had to come back from anything, man.
That little chip on your shoulder.
Oh, I got the biggest chip on my shoulder. And I don't mind saying that. I don't like the whole idea of underdog mentality, though. I don't like that. I don't like the energy of like, I hate when people say I'm slept on. I say like, you just hadn't heard me yet.
Oh, snap.
I say that because when to take the idea of being like slept on, is like, oh, it's like a woe is me attitude. You know what I mean? Like, oh, ain't nobody heard me yet. Oh, they sleep.
It's like a humble brag.
Yeah, like nobody's heard me.
I'm just so good.
I'm so good, and they're just not paying me no attention, man. Why don't the people see me, man? These people hating on me. I'm like, nah, bro. You just like, you ain't got off your ass. You ain't done what you needed to do yet.
Right. You haven't taken risk.
You don't take risk, exactly.
You know, they said that get a safe job. Get a safe job. COVID hit. Everybody loses their job.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally. I'm like, where's the safety again?
Ain't no safety. Ain't nothing safe out here. I mean, like...
Oh, don't worry. The government will bail you out with $600.
Yeah, like, oh, because $1,400 and $600 was supposed to save our lives. I mean, thanks for boosting the economy and putting us further in debt. But, I mean, like, shit. And then...
Sinking the economy.
Right. You sank...
$7 trillion later.
Right. And then, you know, the outburst of, like, PPP loans and shit like that. All it did was it crippled America because there's people with money that shouldn't have money.
Right.
Yeah, like, people have access to assets they never should have had hands on. It ruined things. Like, I'm a big sneakerhead. You know what the market is for sneakers now?
What's that?
It went crazy. Like, stuff that I was used to get, like, for so cheap, instantly went through the roof. You know why? Because people have money to spend on this shit now.
Right.
There's a certain order to things, and I feel like sometimes, like, the government, that was, like, because they didn't know what to do, they were all frantic over a virus. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was frantic over the virus and stuff. So it's like they didn't know what to do with themselves. So they just giving out money.
You know why? I think it's because the internet thinks it knows what's best.
Shit, you remember folks was fighting over toilet paper when it first started.
Like, that just shows you, because, like, our older generation, bro, like, they think that they had it, like, so much better. Like, I talk to people at work that are, like, 60 to 75, and they're like, they harp on the millennials. You know, like, oh, you guys don't know how to. I'm like, dude, you retired with $3 million. Like, inflation's going to go through the roof. Your $3 million isn't going to be worth much.
You know something, though? I think our parents did have it better, though, in a sense. Because, like, I talk to my folks, and, bro, like, back to the social media thing, like, bro, like, you didn't have, like, women were nicer. You know why? Because... Like, and women, I'm not going to say women expected a lot less, because, I mean, like, they did, though, but at the same time, I feel like life was a lot simpler because you weren't always looking over at somebody else and seeing what they had. Like, gotcha. we knew it was bad bitches out here, but, like, but you didn't see as many, bro. You get on Instagram, there's a bad bitch for every man that has an Instagram account, bro. And, like, the ability to do all of this stuff, like, women are looking at each other, and, like, one thing, comparison is the thief of all joy. So it's like every single time they see each other, you know what I'm saying, they're comparing, oh, I wish I had.
So maybe their expectations weren't lower, they were just more realistic.
Yes, like, and that's something that needs to happen. We need realism again.
So reality flew out the door, and fairy tale... People are trying to force the fairy tale. You know, I was having this discussion with my brother last night, and I was like, dude, you should start a podcast because he's into trucks. Yeah. And he's like, man, I'm just not into that. Like, he's like, I don't have the right setup. I'm like, why? He's like, I need a $1 million setup. I said, no, people like your come up. Like, you start from, I said, I don't have 1 million subscribers. I said, I'm starting. I said, I'm starting 2 brand new channels, the Lion's Den and the Smorgasbord. Like, you know, I just created this channel at the time this video was shot last night. Right. And so I'm like, I'm just getting people in here. Just come on, let's get in here. Let's business people, artists of all sorts. Type shit. So I'm just like, dude, if the internet, if you're able to fake people out, they're PhDs, poor, helpless, and desperate. Okay. Like you hear about these scam artists, like on, you know, they fake their way all the way up to the top and they got busted, and then you're just like, he's a fake. Like, how could you, like, yes, because there's so many people that hate the hell that they live in, that they're like, oh, he must, some dude I've never seen before and I don't even know, he has Bugattis and he's, you know, dressing in Gucci robes and all this stuff like that. Oh, wait a minute, he's a fraud. Well, you believed him?
You believed him
You
to a certain
believed him.
extent.
Why he gave you no reason. He just flashed something pretty in your face and you go, he's got money. You got to be like, I got to be like him or else I'm nothing.
Definitely. Like, these dudes, man, like, the internet is delusional. Women are delusional. Men are delusional. It's like, you know, people live in this fantasy. Like, that's why I said the internet is a fantasy place. Like, it's just like everybody goes there and they live the lives that they wish they had. Like, I say, like, you know, if we talk about music too, like, I say, like, I don't think that's the same for music. Because I hate the notion of, like, people say you do cap rap. I feel like the cap rap thing is only when it comes to, like, street shit. And I don't mind, and, like, even then, you know, you have to be able to separate entertainment and reality. You know what I'm saying? Most of the rappers that exist today that talk gangster shit don't do gangster shit. It's the idea of it. You know, people like to hear that. People that's in the streets want to hear that type of music. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if they were doing the shit that they said they did, they'd be in jail. Because that's omission. That's admission to, you know, whatever crime that you had did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like being able to differentiate, like, the difference between entertainment and, you know, like, you know, reality. And I think that also, like, a lot of hip hop is a music, like, it's black culture, man. Like, as much as people try to make fun of us, like, you know, we don't have much culture, but hip hop is such a deep culture. It's the story of struggle. It's the story of, like, you know, manifestation. Hip hop is, like, the biggest story of manifestation of all time. Like, we don't all have the stuff that we talk about when we make our music. Like, I could talk about having millions of dollars and trying to get to a certain thing, but, like, that's the goal. Like, I'm manifesting.
That's
that.
MKM Network Spielberg dying back there. You good, buddy?
Yeah, like,
Sorry.
Bro.
I can hear him in my headphones, though.
nah, but
Mute.
what's it called? The manifestation of the things and the dreams that you have. Like, I don't have $1 million, but I'm gonna talk about having my million. You know what I'm saying? Having billions of dollars, because that's what I want to achieve. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I feel like if we all thought the same way, you know what I'm saying, and we did the things that we talked about in our music to get to those goals, you know, we would be living in a better place, you know? I don't like the notion of also, like, how we're looked down upon for, like, you know, black people as a whole being entertainers and, you know, like, musicians, you know what I'm saying, or athletes.
Well, give us some inside knowledge. What do you mean by that? Look down upon.
Because it's like, you know, we, you know, in our communities, we're looked at, oh, most people either become athletes or they want to rap.
Right.
Or some type of entertainer, you know, not as if, like, black people can't get, like, degrees and stuff like that. But I feel like if that's something that we enjoy, you know what I'm saying, I don't think that should be looked down upon. But also, like, we never had access to the same shit as everybody else did. You know what I'm saying? That may be the easiest route for us to go sometimes. There are black people and black women and men that are going to go to school and go get degrees and try to do things of that nature. But for those that are not, and they said that I know that I have a gift, I may be athletically inclined or musically inclined or artistically, you know, maybe I have a dope perspective on something and I can run a podcast, or maybe, you know, people just want to hear what I have to say. That shouldn't be looked down upon for those people being entertainers in that nature. It should definitely just be like, yeah, like, congratulations, that's really dope. Like,
right.
I support that notion. But,
right.
you know, there's criticism from every angle about every little thing, you know what I'm saying?
Because here's what I'm seeing, and back to the social media thing, like, there's pages of, you know, like, black-owned businesses and stuff like that, and these pages are hypocritical because they're like, it shouldn't matter, you know, what color you are, you're a business owner, and then they'll be like, 21-year-old black software engineer. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, because if anybody else were to have said that, they'd be like, why do you got to bring his race up into it? I'm like, he's a rap artist. Like, rap artist, he's a business owner. Okay, cool. Like, have you seen the post where BLM they're calling for a month-long protest of white businesses?
That's some bullshit.
Dude.
I mean, like, okay, like,
what are your thoughts on that?
I don't have to bring somebody else down to build ourselves up. I think that at the same time, though, like, the reason why there's such a big deal about, black owned businesses is just representation, period.
Okay.
There's not much representation from the black community as far as like because of systematic inequality. So as long as there's systematic inequality, and that's what it is, like in the country, there will always be some sort of disconnect between, the majority and the minority. That's why blacks as a minority, they need the representation of like talking about black owned businesses. Now, black owned businesses are not going to bring us out of some sort of recession and bring our people so much more money or create generational wealth, because we're too far back for that. We need genuine like reparations to undo a lot of the damage that has been done to black people as a whole. So yes, it's good that we have these businesses and things of that nature. Reparations
is like the form of what? Because I think when people hear reparations, they just think of like $1 million handed to them.
Nah, I mean, like, that's bullshit, because that's not even a plausible idea at this point. If we were going to get reparations, we should have had it at the birth of a nation. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'm with you. Why would it fail? Why would it fail, though? What's wrong with it?
It would fail because we don't know what to do with our money. We would have no idea what to do with. If somebody came to you today, you never touched $1 million before in your life. Mm-hmm. Shit, fuck $1 million. Let's give you $50,000. If I come to you today and I give you $50,000 and you've never seen that much money in your hands at one time, what are you going to do with it? Mm-hmm. You're going to blow it.
Because they're saying that,
like, you're going to blow it, man. Like, you will never know what to do with some shit like that. Like, I would know what to do with it myself. Now, I've had the chance to, through, like, hard work, I've touched some certain types of money, like, and even then, I've ran through money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We don't have that. We don't have family members who have been successful to tell us, hey, like, invest your money here and here and here. I mean, you have an idea, but you don't really know. You going off of a whim. We going off of only like somebody's, like if I had this, I'd do this, but that's just me. You don't really have no true advice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Of where to
Is
really
that because for both you and I, what we're both doing, and we're going to get into your business endeavors here in a minute, is like it takes time, and we're living in a digital age where everything's like right now, immediately. NFTs are selling. You've got, if a girl shakes her butt just right, on OnlyFans she could make $7,000 in a night. It's basically strippers on a more glorified platform.
Oh, they e-prostitutes, straight up.
E-prostitutes, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
So, I mean, you just have like all these arguments of like the black women, right? And they're like, well, we want more respect. And it's like, well, when I log into Instagram and, Facebook, it's like so many of these women that they're just shaking everything that they have. I'm like, so you want respect, but how am I supposed to give that to you when you're demonstrating yourself to me as something that is to be sexualized?
Right. And see, but black women have been sexualized for the longest time. You got to think about it. 400 years of oppression. Black women were like taken by the slave owners and raped, pillaged. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like there's always been an over sexualization of the black woman. Think about it. Like young white girls, they can wear their hair down long and they can wear certain dresses and outfits and certain things. Young black girls don't have that same type of privilege. If my like mother was to like straighten my little sister's hair, when she was like really small or something like that, instead of some little braids or something like that,
right? That's
too grown. And the reason why they say things like that because black women are over sexualized. Like it's not something that they can control. You know what I'm saying? That's just the society that we live in. So we have this. There's a lot of programming. There's a lot of shit that needs to be unlearned in this society. Like it's so much unlearning that people need to do, and like it's just gonna take somebody. Like it's gonna take some real powerful figures. Like we got the NAACP. We need people like that to come in and speak. Or like the big people in our communities. Like maybe our athletes and our entertainers. We need to come and speak out against things like that because. Like, of course, I mean, there's white girls on the internet selling their ass on there.
Right.
Like, they doing plenty. There's plenty of shit. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's kind of rough to be like, black women are just over sexual. Nah, it's as a whole, man. Like we we deal with that shit because of it's social programming. It's been done for so long. Like there's been something like black women were the forbidden fruit. You know what I'm saying? That's why they get looked at some type of way, because they were always seen as something not to be had, not to be taken care of, mistreated. So they were only looked at as objects for sexual pleasure. Like, and so that's really all that is. Like, I could get so deep into it, but it goes so much deeper. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that people, because like you're talking about what society says and like the norm, society doesn't know what they want. That's why they're on Instagram. That's why they're on social media for 7 hours in a day. Oh, I got to go to work. You're going to go to work for 5 hours a day, and you're going to spend the next 18 on Twitter, on TikTok, on whatever. So for people, going back to your point of like, society teaches this, and this, it's like when it's now a call to action to be like, Steve Jobs, actually, okay, Kevin O'Leary and Steve Jobs, they were working together, and Kevin O'Leary was asking Steve Jobs about the iPhone, and Steve Jobs looked at him and he goes, people don't know what they want until I tell them what they want. And Kevin O'Leary goes, he was flabbergasted about it, and he goes, but he was right. Because if you flaunt the idea, because social media is either going, we're going to promote this or be super angry at that. That's the whole victim. And it's like, oh my word, you're doing this, you're doing that, but you're out here, you're, I'm going to segue into this right here. You're starting your own label. You're making your own music. And, I've never seen you complain on your page. I've never heard you complain to me directly. So if you're complaining about something, you're not doing it. I mean, you're not, you're super low key with it. But it seems to me like, despite the obstacles that perhaps face you as just a black man in general,
right?
When someone's racist towards you, do you try to call their attention to it, or do you just go to the next door and see your opportunity there? Just keep going until it's like, okay, I'm in this one, or do you spend time going, let's raise awareness over here? Or do you just go, no, okay, that's fine. And then next door, okay, I'm in this door, boom.
I feel like as a man, like, I don't know, I'm just a little different. I feel like that for me, I don't complain about the stuff that I go through, because like, you can either complain or you can go get it yourself. Like, ain't no point in sitting around feeling sorry for yourself about some shit you could have took care of if you just worked a little bit harder. I'm already conditioned to having to work twice as hard.
Okay.
Even in the city that I'm in, I'm not like everybody else. I don't sound like everybody else. I never fit in with the kids at school. I was always picked on. I was always the underdog in the situation. Like, nobody believed I could do what I did. But I did it.
So you are walking around with that chip going, I'm going to show y'all. Just watch.
Yeah.
Look, check this out.
But you got to do that for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the problem is, like, a lot of us, like, when you have been in a position where nobody believed in you, you was trying your best you wanted to be the best, but you were doing that to spite the people that were treating you wrong, not to genuinely do it for yourself. Because when you do it for yourself, it's such a greater satisfaction. Like, man, I did that shit. I did that. Like you punch in the air because you took care of that. Like, you didn't need the help of anybody else. You know what I'm saying?
When you accomplished that thing.
Yeah, I did that shit. Like, you can't take that away from me. Like, when I started making music. See, what people don't know is my dad's a rapper. My dad was a rapper when I was a kid.
No way. Cool.
So I seen my dad go through a lot of shit. And I seen it. And I see it when I talk to him. Like, certain shit that he does. Like, I hear my dad talk. My dad makes plenty of money now. Like, he makes great money, and he works a regular job. But when he talks about the things like he really enjoyed, like music, man, I remember like he played basketball when he was in high school, and he was really, really good. Things that he was so talented at, but giving up his dreams to having to start a family, shit like that.
Okay,
it's deep. Like, I see the way his tone changes when he talks about shit that he could have done. And what he was really good at.
Is it one of like regret, or like, man, I wish I could have accomplished this or that? Or
I don't think it's a tone of regret, because I think he knows that he's successful. He's still a successful man. But it's like, damn, what could have been? And I know it's something like he really like, that thing that is in your heart that you enjoy so much, and it's like, damn, that brings me so much joy. That's what music was for him, and that's what, you know, basketball was for him. And so, like, I said, when I seen him talk about it, and this was just like a few weeks ago, I seen this too, and every single time I see him talk about like things he really enjoyed, like he gets a kick out of like helping me prep for shows and making music and stuff like that.
Right.
And I could see it in his eyes. There's like a sparkle in his eye, like, damn, like this is great. I like doing it because I feel like in a certain way he gets to live through me in a sense, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, like.
It's really great when that actually works out because, you know, the passion for music and what he wanted to do actually transferred to you.
Right. Like, it's in my blood.
He's like, oh my goodness, I got to get to live my dream. All right.
Man, I started making music. Like, I really, and this is the crazy part. People think I've been rapping for so long. I just started making music over a year ago, just a little over a year ago. And when he first heard me rap, he was like, you're not bad. I was like, you're not bad. And I sucked at the time. I sucked so horribly. But like now, it's like, I genuinely feel like that's one of like their innate ability to speak my mind and profess like, you know, truth through music. It was passed through him.
Yeah.
And so I feel like I get a kick out of like letting him enjoy like the fruits of my labor too. When I make something dope, I feel like it's a triumph for the both of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it, you know, you had things that you had to take care of. You had me when you was young. So it's like, I want you to be able to see my success, and like you should feel like it's your success too, because I'm a piece of you.
That's cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, it's shit like that, and I really
you gave him back to him. You know, you're just like, here, you know, come on board. Like, just because you didn't get it back then doesn't mean you can't experience that now.
Exactly. Like when I cannot, and I say when I do get the shine that I deserve, and from all the hard work that I put in, oh, trust and believe, like, me and my dad gonna celebrate together, like, because it's not just a win for me, it's a win for both of us. It's a win for the whole family, the lineage, you know what I'm saying?
That's good.
That's gonna be something that I look so forward to, like, and that's why I want to create my own. I don't want to feel like, we got dope labels in Memphis. Like, we got CMG, and then we have Paper Route Empire, you know, rest in peace, Young Dolph. But same time, it's like, man, like, waiting for, everybody loves Gotti, everybody loves Dolph, but like the idea of waiting on one of those guys to come and save you from yourself, like, when Dolph hear this, or when Gotti hear this, or when Bag hear this song, or they gonna know I'm the truth. Shit, these guys make music themselves. Shit, what you like? Oh yeah, okay, you can rap, bro. Good shit. You ever go do something like oh, I hate this. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like, this is why I stopped doing shows. I stopped doing like a lot of shows, like showcase type shows. Like, if you want to get me out, book me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because like, you'll get up on the stage, you'll perform, and then you get off. And don't you hate when like you do something good and then somebody's like, that shit cool. You know, keep it pushing. Yeah, keep going. What the fuck did your keep it going gonna do for me, bro? Okay, I was gonna keep going regardless, bro. I get it. You like my music. You not downloading that shit. You not sharing that shit. Like, you really don't give a fuck. You just seen it in front of you. It caught your eye for the moment, but you're not gonna do no further research to see that I'm actually dope as fuck. Like, you still gonna share Dirk shit. You still gonna share Gotti shit. You still gonna share Bag shit, Black Youngster, all them guys. You gonna share all that shit. But when my shit pop up, you like, oh, okay, well, I see that nigga in front of me right now, so he's tangible. And so because he's tangible, I really don't care like that. And so I be like, that's why celebrities are so big. Because it's larger than life.
It's like not tangible. It's just like out there somewhere in the world.
Bro, like, real shit, like let's say it like this. Who's the most beautiful woman you ever seen in your life? Celebrity wise.
Glory. She was I was saying Avenger.
Scarlett Johansson? Is that you thinking of?
No, I'm sorry. Hold on. Was it
or is it DC?
The Wonder Woman.
Oh, Gal Gadot or whatever her name is. So shorty, she's magnificently beautiful, right?
Right.
It's so dope to see her, right, on TV and shit. If you seen her in person, you be like, oh my God, that's her. But you know why? Because you don't know her.
Yeah.
Imagine that was your next door neighbor.
Yeah. You'd be like,
Oh yeah,
good morning. How are you? Good to see you.
you wouldn't give a fuck. Like, but you see her on TV and shit's like, damn, it's so unattainable. We love shit we can't have. We love
speaking facts.
That's real shit. We love shit we can't have.
Yeah.
When something feels like out of reach, man, you be like, oh my god. That's why they say before you get money, you want money so bad because you don't have nothing.
I always take those celebrities like with a grain of salt because you ever seen a woman take makeup off before?
Mm-hmm.
And like she starts off, like a beautiful tan color, and then she takes a wet wipe and goes like this, and suddenly she's like whiter than a ghost.
Yeah,
and
she's
like,
Michael Myers and shit.
it's like so you're telling me that if a man started kissing you, he gonna be kissing paint. He gonna get a mouthful of paint.
Oh, most likely, you know what I'm saying? But like, fuck out. I mean, she look good. She look good. I don't be fucked up about the makeup and shit. But real shit though, like, one of my favorite quotes from J. Cole is, I know that money can't buy me happiness or lovers, but it'll get my mama out the struggle. So it's like, money is just a means to an end, you know what I'm saying, just to take care of us. But like the love of money and intangible shit that we really don't know if we'll ever get, it's unhealthy. It's unhealthy as hell because like once you get it, yeah, you're like, damn, I did all that grinding and striving for what? You can make a difference in the world, but for just trying to achieve it and have it and obtain it, it's worthless. Like, I want some money though. I'll take a meal.
Yeah, sure. Well, for people like us who, like, if you gave me $1 million, like my mind goes instantly to, okay, that's a studio space, that's more microphones, that's probably someone I can bring on to teach. Like, all that you know about music, like you've probably developed your own sound, the different aspects of music, shows, getting in, bookings, whatever it may be. So have you had like a young artist or, someone who's aspiring to be a Moneybagg Yo or a Yo Gotti to come up to you and be like, hey, I want to learn from you. Teach me what you know.
Oh yeah, like I get into it, guys like that though. Like I like when people are younger than me or even people the same. I've had guys older than me look up to me. I'm like, bro, look, I don't have it all together, bro. I don't. Bro, trust me, and I don't have the numbers to match the idea that you have of me in your head. Right. You know what I'm saying? The analytics ain't even all the way there. But most of the time when people like come to me and they want to be like somebody else, I knew this guy, and he really wanted to be Young Boy so bad. He wanted to be Young Boy so bad. I'm like, bro, honestly, nobody, or like, oh, I know this grown ass man, and he wants to be like Playboy Cardi. I'm like, do you understand that these people are these people because they are them? You can't replicate somebody else. Right. My favorite artist is Kanye West, but I don't make music like Kanye West. Right. I love Drake, but I mean, like, my style is completely different. Mm-hmm. Because trying to be someone else, you will never succeed. Mm-hmm. Who could do Kobe better than Kobe? Right. Who can be Jordan better than Jordan? Right. You will never be the person that you're trying to chase. Mm-hmm. All you can do is try to be the best version of you. I think it's a lack of focus then. Yeah. If we're being honest, because they were focused. They had laser focus on what they wanted to become. Yeah. Right. So that goes back to, if you were to give someone $50,000, they wouldn't know what to do with it. If you were to, a lot of people, they don't have goals. They don't have a target to hit. It's like, okay, in 3 months, I want to have $15,000 in savings. Now, I got to do a game plan to put that together. What does that look like? Okay, well, I might need to cut my Netflix. I might need to cut, ordering lobster, all the stupid expenses. Right. I may need to spend more time at work, and that means less time on my cell phone. So instead of taking an hour for lunch, you take 15 minutes. You bring it, you go home, and you live off rice and beans to make sure you hit that 15,000 mark. And then you set that goal to be like, okay, once I hit 15 grand, what is the reward I'm going to have? Right. Okay, I'm going to buy myself a nice lobster dinner. I'm going to buy myself a new outfit, a new pair of shoes, whatever it may be, right? And so on top of that, while you are working towards that goal, when you get home on your off time, you're like, okay, what else can I be learning? Because with this, I'm researching, podcast sets. I'm researching
investment opportunities. And so like now I'm looking for a studio, which a year and a half ago, I actually met with a realtor who wanted to start a magazine to, sell portraits to wealthy families. And so she spent a whole lot of time and money on it and didn't go anywhere. Well, now she's into flipping commercial real estate. And turns out that my brother, he sent me these listings. They turned out to be hers. And she was like, this is Van Preston. She's like, I do this now, flip commercial real estate. So now we're going to, on Wednesday around 3 o'clock in the afternoon, we're going to be going down to the river, downtown Memphis, and check out these spots, right? So, because I'm like, man, I really want like a nice office space. What I was telling you when you were walking through the door.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, well, what do you want in life? It's like, oh man, well, I want, I just want $1 million. Well, sitting in your bed, watching TikTok, not creating TikToks, but watching TikToks and then complaining about your job and the fact that you hate it is not going to get you anywhere.
Real shit.
Like for you to start a label company, it's not going to be easy. Because if it was easy, there would be a bazillion different label companies. You got to figure out contracts. What happens when the artist doesn't want to be with you anymore and they decide to sue you? Well, you gave them $50 million and you haven't recouped any of your money back. It's like, there's so many technicalities. It's like in order for you to, everybody's hating on the rich. Oh, they should pay their fair share in taxes. No, stop worrying about what Elon Musk, what Bill Gates, what all these people are doing. Like, how much they're paying in taxes has nothing to do with where you're at in life.
Oh, don't get me started like on that. The tax the rich to give to the poor. That's victim mentality.
It is.
It's very much victim
Well, it's
mentality.
taking your mind off of your own hellhole and going, well, I want you to be punished.
Like
taxes are for poor people.
Real shit.
They really are. And every single time, it's kind of like the, empowering women. And, you get all these men that suddenly go to become women. I'm like, where did we empower women at? Because the internet's not showing women winning in it anywhere. It's just like all these weird perv guys that are like going to that other side. I'm like, y'all are transitioning. Hold on.
Oh, I can explain.
There's no computing. Go ahead. I'm
gonna tell you something. Okay, look. Let's start from the first issue. Let's talk about taxing the rich to give to the poor.
Robin Hood type stuff.
Yeah, it's some bullshit. First and foremost. It's bullshit because
hold up that.
It's bullshit because all it does is incentivize victim mentality. You gotta think about it. Even within the black community, it's probably one of the biggest problems. You know what one of the killers of the black community was?
What's that?
Welfare. When welfare was introduced into the
shoot. I wish I had a bomb to drop.
Bro, I'm telling you, when welfare was introduced to the black economy, you know what it did? It incentivized black men leaving the home. Because you know what they did? They came to single mothers, and they said, hey, if he doesn't stay here, we'll give you a check.
So you think that welfare should be cut off?
I wouldn't say it should be cut off, but you got to understand where it started. You know what I'm saying? The problem was, these guys from the government came into these communities. Our black communities have never had money. Mm-hmm. So it's like they went into these communities, told black women, hey, if that man doesn't live here, we'll give you a check every month. And what does it do? Splits the household up. Now you got,
wow.
It's a trickle effect. There's an effect to all this. So guess what happens? So now you don't have a man in the household. Boom. Now you have disenfranchised black women and kids, and their kids are not around their fathers now. Boom. So now, guess what? Your 2-parent household works out a lot better, right, than a 1-parent household. Mm-hmm. So now you split them up here. Well, now there's an idea here. Father feels one way, mother feels one way. Now the kids don't get it. There's a repeat cycle. Now guess what? So these 2-parent households and things of that nature, it's been incentivized that, hey, I know that if I just be by myself, they're going to give me money. Now that, and they don't have any chance to build families, and these families, when the 2 is always better than 1. Mm-hmm. If there's 2 people providing to income a house, that leads to more people with better families. There's more people with money, more money circulating, people that can figure mm-hmm. things out a lot better. Now you don't have that. So that's part of the reason why our community is so fucked up, because the incentives to keep us apart, like keep us from being with each other. You know what I'm saying? That's why that's so bad. But honestly, that's why, like, if you see it, like, a lot of black people are Democrats.
Right.
Because they love free shit.
Don't we all, though?
We all love free shit. And that's cool and all. Like, shit, I don't vote anyway. I don't even believe in voting for real, because it just, your vote truly only matters for the agenda. It's just an agenda. I mean, like, yeah, your vote goes to the electoral college, and then the electoral college eventually goes to make their own decision. Same reason why Trump became president, not Hillary Clinton, because guess what? The electoral college saw it and said, yeah, put her in charge is not a good fucking decision. We're gonna elect Trump instead. Now, whether you feel bad about him being president, or you don't like him, or you do like him, shit, that's neither here nor there. But granted, I just don't personally feel like our votes really matter that much. But at the same time, that's the thing. People love free shit. They like getting something for nothing. And so as long as that's the case, and as long as they're incentivized and shit like that, there's always gonna be a huge disconnect. There's not gonna be no money going on. Like that, it's so much that goes into it.
So in other words, welfare is okay to keep, just not so much of it. Like here's a couple. So let's say that they get $600 or $700, right, a month, right, per kid.
Yeah.
Well, so if they dropped it to like $200 or $300 per kid, like, do you think that these women would be more like, no, you're staying in the house. These are your kids. You're going to be with us. Yeah. You're no longer getting paid. You're going to produce money. Yeah. I'm going to stay here, raise them. Mm-hmm. You're going to go out there and get it.
Relationships will be better in our community, I feel like, because there would be less, what's the word? Like, since there's no incentive for you guys to split up, a woman knowing that she's the only thing that she got to raise a kid, you're going to be a little bit more selective on who you pick to make a father. So you'll do better for the community. It's a lot of it's a lot to think about. If I know I got,
bomb the drop. That was good. Doggone it.
If I knew that I was the only thing I had, and then nobody was going to come save me, like, if child support wasn't an option, bro. If child support was not an option for people, do you know how many women would be with the man that they slept with and had a kid with? It'd be so many. It'd be so much. There wouldn't be a lot of broken households. Like, child support incentivizes two things: broken households, and it definitely doesn't incentivize love. Love does not exist in a household like that.
It's incentivizing a good 5 minutes to 2 hours, depending on the guy.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit, there's so much stuff that goes into this, man. Like, our society is gonna be screwed. Like, if you go other places, it don't be like this. Like, I mean, of course, there's always gonna be like single mothers and this and that, disconnected fathers and shit like that. But a lot of this shit, we are a product of our environment. The United States, the greatest nation in the world, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of shit. We got a lot of bad shit over here. But, there's a lot of good shit too.
I think you just came up with some really great solutions.
There are some great solutions.
You just pretty much exposed the whole system there, I think.
That's a lot. I mean, the system is set up for failure. It's set up for people to fail. Mm-hmm. And that's not just black people. That's white and black people, straight up. Because if it was easy to become rich and be able for all of us to have money, we'd all have money. Mm-hmm. But there has to be poor people. Stimulus checks. Think about stimulus checks. It was to revitalize the economy. They knew y'all motherfuckers was gonna spend that money. You think that they gave you $1,400? They gave $1,200 first. They gave $1,200 first. Then they gave us $1,400, and then they gave us $600. No, they gave us $600, then $1,400. $1,400 was the last one we got.
Really?
Yeah, I got $1,200 when it started.
Wait, there were 3 that rolled out? Hold up, I missed a check. Biden, I missed the check. I missed the payment.
Oh, you definitely don't need to ask him for the money because he ain't give his shit out. He's terrible. Oh my God.
He's terrible.
Who fucking elected this guy? Am I right? Like, I was like, oh my God, bro.
I really need a bomb drop here. Dude. Come on now.
But all that damn money. You thought that these guys was gonna spend that money on shit that they really needed? Hell no.
But notice there, because that's coming from two different mindsets and places, because you're the kind of guy who, has rolled in the dirt and you're like, I want to prove something and here's who I am. Like, this is what I've got to offer the world. Like, you've made yourself valuable and created a skill for yourself. Right. Whereas, so your mindset's on, I'm going to teach myself this because if I can do this, I can get here. Mm-hmm. And the lazy man or the poor man's mindset is, well, the government's going to take care of me anyway, so why try?
We go into Gap. We go into, as soon as they got that money, we go into Gucci. We go into Louis Vuitton.
Oh, they spend their money on the dumbest things.
Blow that shit real quick.
Because there's no game plan. Like, you have a game plan. I have a game plan. It doesn't matter if, what skin color we are, what country we're from. Yeah. Like, immigrants have a game plan. Like, they get over here, they become, they're your lawn guy, they're your tile layer, like whatever it may be. And I've worked with floor people before. Yeah. They were from, different countries, right? Like, I don't know if it was Venezuela or whatever it was, but they did not complain one time. Not once. They went in there, and when they punched in, mm-hmm. they didn't stop. They stopped for 1 hour to eat lunch, and they went like, all you heard was just knocking the tile in or the hardwood floor. Like, they were no excuses.
I feel you.
People that come into this country don't know the language, start organizing things. They work their way up the ladder. They don't know how to speak it, but they're teaching themselves. They're like, I'm going to survive because there's no bottom.
All right, check this out. Mm-hmm. So, like, a lot of people think that the United States government doesn't like immigrants and shit like that. Mm-hmm. They don't have a problem with immigrants. In fact, like, you ever notice some black communities? It's something that y'all gotta check this out. This is crazy. Think about this. You might want to drop a bomb for this one. If you could drop a bomb for this.
I'm gonna make you with my mouth because I don't have a button on here. Dang it.
So look, why in our communities do we have so many corner stores, gas stations?
Oh shoot! All right, I'm ready with the applause on this one. Hold up.
Hair supply store, beauty supply stores, all shit like that. And who are they owned by? They're owned by Asian people and immigrants from other countries. You know what the United States government does? They incentivize them people to come over here, and they get grants when they come over to this country. Mm-hmm. Bro, they're not from here. They don't have these long lines of generational wealth. The United States government is incentivizing these people to put these things in our communities. Mm-hmm. Liquor stores, and they're all owned by immigrants. They're not owned by... I can't remember the last time I seen a white man own a beauty supply store. I've never seen that. They do this. The United States government incentivizes immigrants from other countries, even Asia and places like this. When they come over here, they get grants to open up businesses. There's a fund for that. They have that type of fund. So what they do is they flood our communities with destructive behaviors and shit like that. Like beauty supply stores, one of the number one wastes of money in like our community.
Really?
Black women are beautiful. Like, and granted, yes, everybody wants to look beautiful and makeup and hair is nice, but guess what? They know black people gonna spend their money on that shit. They know that we spend a lot of money on liquor because liquor is actually a depressant. So liquor is good in moderation, but as a whole, liquor is a drug. Mm. It's a depressant. It's a legal drug. So like they flood our communities with this, and so what we do, we wallow in sorrow, poverty. And we spend all the money at beauty supply stores, corner stores. And they put in tobacco products, shit, destructive behaviors, and they insert all this shit into our communities. That's why there's so much inequality. There's so much shit. How hard is it for black people to go get grants from the government to open up businesses?
I need a bomb sound effect on this.
I'm for real. This shit crazy, right? There's so much shit that we don't realize. There's like, a lot of this is set up for us to fail in a lot of ways. That's why the poor are set up to fail. Now, look, you coming from out the country, guess what? I mean, shit, like, you bringing in money from another place to come here. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they take their shit so seriously is because they know that where they coming from, they ain't have the same opportunity. So they're not going to squander it.
Well, they have a different perspective of it. I genuinely believe that because of where they come from, like, there's no, like... Their back's against the wall, so they have to make something happen. They don't. it doesn't faze them because like there are people that are racist against Mexicans and Venezuelans and Cubans and all this stuff. Like they're so focused on like, here's my family, I need to provide for my family, and here's my goal, here's what I want. So when they come in here and the government's like, here's a $600,000 grant, and they're like, oh, we can open up a store. Hold up a second, we weren't able to do this back home. Let's open up a store here. Like they're so focused on what they can do, and I think that for people, for lazy people, or for people that are, like you said, too busy crying victim, they're too busy going, the government, like you said, come save me. Yo, God, I need to come save me. Like, I'm not waiting for you. Immigrants are like, I'm not waiting. Like, oh, $600,000 here. Boom. Let me plant 4 gas stations, 3 beauty stores. And from these people, they're going to come in here because they want it. And now $600,000, I turn it into $7 million. And now I'm one of the richest. Like I work at a car dealership. These Indians that they own like the gas stations around, like they don't look rich at all, but they'll drop in there. They're buying like 3 cars at the same time. And they're not even the same.
The same reason why you seen Steve Jobs wear a black turtleneck, blue jeans, and some New Balances for every damn Apple showcase you ever seen. He ain't got to show you that he got money. You know that he got fucking money. He's Steve fucking Jobs. It's a difference. We spend all of our money to look like we have money, but we don't have shit. We don't own shit. We don't own anything. And that's the problem. And that's what we're going to do.
Because they're not putting in effort. Like, I'm putting in effort by it. You're putting in effort by it. And we're not being phased by racial things or whatever. Like, we're going, here's what I want. Here's my goal. And I'm going to have to go under, over, and around some obstacles and break through some things. You know, break through my own ignorance as to how to put this thing together to make that happen. You know, like I had to teach myself all this. Nobody came and was like, hey, you need to learn media and I'm going to teach it to you. No, I was like, what if I just hit record on my iPhone?
I mean, America as a whole, as long as America is an establishment as it is, there's always going to be racism. There's always going to be systematic inequality. So,
it's just how are you going to react to that?
Exactly. How do I say, all right, I need to do something because I'm drowning here. Right. My people are drowning. I need to do something. I may not be the change, but can I set up my kids to be the change that shapes America?
There you go. Love it.
Shapes the society that we live in.
Love it.
You can attack the machine.
Yeah.
But a machine, how long has America existed?
250 years?
So America's
I think.
Something like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
a couple hundred.
Yeah, a couple hundred years, man.
Point in time.
Exactly. So look, it's only existed for so long, man.
Like they had, like you've heard the history of Black Wall Street, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
that shit crazy.
As soon as they were given the permission to go do business outside of their community, Black Wall Street ceased to exist because they expanded. They went out. Like before, they were held back by racial barriers. Once that barrier was lifted, they didn't stand back there and go, "We're only going to do business right here. Like this is it." Y'all did. Like they were like, "Let's go." But they bolted.
But you know what happened to Black Wall Street too?
Oh yeah. I know the negative side of that.
They tore that motherfucker down. They didn't want that. They didn't want niggas to have anything.
But isn't that what they're doing today? History repeating itself. So even if, like, I don't agree what the white people did back then, and I don't agree what the protests are doing now. So if you're trying to say, well, they did this, this, and this, it's like, well, you're simply repeating that. Like, I don't agree with the fact that because society, the internet, right? They all want to say, you're guilty, you're guilty. You're like, if we had justice laid up to the internet, how many people that were actually innocent would be doing time forever in jail?
I mean, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we wouldn't have that. But
society would fall apart.
It would, though.
They don't actually know what they're talking about.
People don't know. I mean, I think, too, that, like, you got to think about it. America as a whole is just, like, one of those places where you have to, like, you got to have an objective. You need to have something that you're going towards because if you're not moving forward, you're moving backwards. And so, in a sense, like, with the protests and the riots and shit, like, yeah, you could say it's a bad thing for them to protest, but it's like peaceful protest is never wrong. But at the same time, if I'm doing look at it from their perspective. If I'm peacefully protesting and I'm peacefully protesting and I've been peacefully protesting for years and years and years and ain't shit changed. Mm-hmm. At some point, I'm gonna get tired and I'm finna start moving furniture. I'm gonna fuck some shit up. Eventually, you gonna get upset because of how long this has been going on. You gotta understand when you feel like Kyle Rittenhouse. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about that. Kyle Rittenhouse got off of that. Mm-hmm. Killed 2 people. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, according to the laws, you know what I'm saying, that was okay. Mm-hmm. According to the laws. But the difference is, the reason why they get mad over shit like that is because we'll have, like, the case of somebody like Centoya Brown. Centoya Brown was in prison. You know what she was in prison for? Centoya Brown she killed her oppressor. Centoya Brown was forced into sex trafficking. Mm-hmm. She killed the man that was oppressing her and selling her body for years, from the age of like 15 till she was damn near a grown woman. She killed him. She was in jail for so many years and was just released probably like 2-3 years ago.
There was a kid though that
there's this girl right now that just happened the same shit to. And guess what? She has not been. They say if this was lawful, that's why they're getting upset, because if that was lawful for that Kyle Rittenhouse to get off, it should be just as lawful for this girl right here to be out. She shouldn't be having these type of problems. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so much issues with the machine, because the machine is not working. It's in favor of one side. It's not all the way around. It's not equal. Because if it was equal, there wouldn't be no fucking problems.
Well, there was also the next day after Kyle Rittenhouse was acquitted, there was also a young black guy that he, I guess, shot and killed like a sheriff or something like that, because somebody was attacking him, so he shot and killed somebody, like in self-defense, and he was acquitted of it. Because he went through a trial too. I don't know how long his lasted, but I do know that it was similar to the Kyle Rittenhouse theory, or to the Kyle Rittenhouse scenario, and it was like, well, Kyle got off, and so did this other person. In addition to that, Kyle Rittenhouse had to. They were like, we demand you release, suspend him from college.
I thought that was the dumbest shit ever.
That is so petty. That's really stupid. It's really stupid.
I agree with you on that, because 100%. What the fuck does you bothering that boy at school gonna do? Right. Like, it don't matter. Like, okay, if you got a problem with him with something, you need to have a problem with the establishment. Right. Not him. Because you bothering Kyle Rittenhouse at Arizona State University doesn't do anything for you. It's going to bring some temporary satisfaction to a problem that's going to still persist if you don't attack where the root of the issue is.
Right. And I think the root of that is, like I said before, too many people are just living on social media. Like, they're not, because the people that are benefiting from it, you'll notice that, these TikTokers, the YouTubers, people that are actually making money off of this stuff, people spend like a month calling them out before they release a statement that's like 2 seconds long. It's like, I don't agree, or I agree, or, no comment at this point in time, because they're too busy producing. Like, and then you have the rest of us, the internet that's like, this is injustice. Like, what do you know about it? What is injustice? How do you know this is injustice? Have you ever studied law before? Have you ever studied what you're like? You don't even know how the president is elected.
It's feelings and emotions.
It is.
It's just feelings and emotions.
Like I've written stuff out on Facebook where, like, after I send it, I'm like, I have no facts to back this up. Like, this was just written out of my just emotions, like, out of nowhere. So I go back there and delete it out. I'm like, I actually don't know what I'm talking about. Like, well, he shouldn't have been acquitted. Like, but it lasted for 12 days. It was a very intense trial. So if you want to become a lawyer,
you can help the problem.
You can help. But more than likely, you're going to sit there in your bed and go to McDonald's from 9 to 7. Yeah. And that's all you're going to do.
Yeah. I mean, the lawyer in Kyle Rittenhouse shit, he was such the prosecutor was so shitty. I've never seen. You see,
that's what they're saying.
Have you, we heard you like to play Call of Duty. Like, what the fuck?
When he was asking him about his, Twitter page, 4 doors, more whores or something like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, everybody loved bad
bitches.
Dude,
it was some funny stuff. Okay, so we've talked about that. Now, I'm excited to get to listening to your music.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So we're coming up on an hour right now on this, and before we close out of here, talking about success, talking about making things happen, I want them to hear what it sounds like when a young man has been working hard at his craft.
Totally.
You ready?
Let's play some shit.
All right, let's do Glory.
We gonna play Glory, pop my shit?
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. Hold on, let's see. I'm gonna make sure this volume is right. All right, here we go.
Y'all can get all this shit on Apple Music, Spotify, anywhere you can stream music at besides SoundCloud. I'm gonna put it up there this month. Hey. Hey.
She want a nigga with paper. I told the little bitch that I ball like a Laker. She want a man, but I will not date her, cause I am no hero and I will not save her. Cop in the state and it sit on some acres. Begging ass bitch, I don't owe you no favor.
Hello.
I'm copping them
I didn't know. I
J's
forgot I was this nice.
My dreams is fresh from the Taylor. Look, you know I'm fly as a dove. Can't fuck with these niggas, they show me no love. T.O.D. stepper, he straight out the mud. But nigga, they see me come straight from above. I ain't no duck, nigga, I don't give a fuck. She gotta be from Milwaukee if she thinks she getting a buck. I told these little niggas I did this shit without no luck. Dunking on niggas like Giannis, and to be quite honest, a nigga been acting
It's hard right here.
You know
You guys like
real
this?
shit.
Good. I like this. I like this. You're good.
It ain't no contest. I've been
Did you
a big
compose
stepper
all this
man all
yourself?
my
Did you
life.
just-
I don't give a fuck if
I
I'm wrong,
bought the
wrong,
beat
I swing at the ops, 'cause we
from
wanna
a
fight. These
producer
niggas not
from
shooters, they say this don't
BeatStars,
fight.
an online
See that I'm
beat store and
living,
stuff.
these
And
niggas be lying, they all in they
then the
feelings.
music though
Still in that
itself,
drink, then they
I
look
write
to
all
the
my own
ceilings,
music.
and me and my
Okay.
niggas, we
But
go
my
and kill these
engineer,
niggas, so we
he
can
goes.
talk
He's
about
his name is Charlie Covillion. He works with an artist called Fresco Trey. He's real dope though. Charlie Covillion, that's my boy.
There you go.
Get to work with him soon again.
Des Jackson, Tyson, Jordan, or Myers, I'm spitting that shit, and this start them fires.
All right, so let's listen to another one here because you got. Let's do I Remember.
Okay, I remember. I have a video that I remember. It is out on YouTube right now, so you got to go check that out too.
I'm gonna put the link in the description down below here. So
You a real one, bro. Bowley.
Yeah,
Man, you
I
a
said-
real one.
I've been at this thing for 5 years. I am no newbie. I got you, fam. All right, here we go.
Let's go.
Remember all them days a nigga used to work at IPC, slaving just to get them J's while niggas up in VIP. Now I'm writing raps and getting money cause I got the key. This shit you might not believe, but this shit I can guarantee. Never worry about no nigga, this shit I put on my soul. You be worried about these bitches with me, these hoes play they role. Trying to keep it real like what's the deal, I keep them on their toes. See I'm trying to reach the goal, I got the game under control. Don't fold on your niggas, that's the shit that I was always taught. Swish had started from the bottom, now we bout to hit the top. I know that you niggas hate me cause I be the shit you not. Flexing I don't do a lot, but watch me pull up in the truck. I remember, damn.
do
Them
you
days
a
a
man,
nigga
bro.
couldn't even touch no Skrilla, damn. Now switch that nigga and he only getting bigger, damn.
Oh my god.
All right. So now we're gonna go to Ain't.
Oh, ASF.
There you go.
Call it ASF. Now, you can't play too much of this.
All right.
This is the first track. Now, the last songs that we played, they are from my first mixtape. It's called Pursuit of Happiness. Like I said, streaming on all platforms. This new song right here is the lead single from my new album. It's called Superstar.
Okay.
It's not self-titled. It's
Okay.
just Superstar, but it might as well be the self-titled album. This is an album, not a mixtape. So nothing but blood, sweat, and tears. And it's also dedicated to my grandfather who passed away
Rest in
January
peace.
3rd this year. And this new album is releasing on January 3rd, 2022.
All right.
So,
How
yeah.
many seconds you want him to hear?
You can play a little bit. You can play like 30 seconds. Play the first 30 seconds.
First 30? All right. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. First 30 seconds.
It's Swish. Yeah.
15
Hey, what's
seconds.
funny? Hey, what's funny? These niggas laughing, oh, these niggas bummy. These niggas laughing, they making they jokes, but
10
my
seconds.
lyrics caption on they bitches post. Hey, what's funny? Hey, what's funny? These niggas laughing, but ain't shit funny. These niggas laughing, they making they jokes, but my lyrics caption on.
They bitches post.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, that's all y'all get for free. Go get that album January 3rd, man, 2022. Right at the 2 days after New Year's. Y'all can handle that.
Y'all got it. All right, so this is where we're going to go ahead and close close out, my boy over here, Superstar Swish, I'm going to be leaving the links to his YouTube channel and all of his @signs in the description down below. If you're listening to this on Spotify, go hit my boy up. And if you are a promoter within the city, my boy works for $50,000 per show.
Oh, no, y'all ain't gotta do me like that. If you want to give me $50K, cool. My show price, y'all hit me up, hit the DMs, man. I got in my bios. I have people you can hit up, tap in with, book me for a show, man.
Disclaimer: I am not his manager, his promoter. I'm just a podcaster.
Nah, probably he do his thing, though.
So, but anyways, man, so we are approaching 1 hour here. So if you guys are still with us, thank you for listening and staying with us. We have had a fantastic conversation.
Nah, this was dope.
This was awesome, man.
We got to do this again.
We do. Part 2's coming. Part 2's coming. So go support my boy and his dreams and endeavors. And I hope that this conversation has inspired you guys to get up and move and go impact the world around you. First, go impact yourself and then impact the ones that you hold near and dear, and then see about going to impact the world. Give yourself something, and then once you have an abundance, let it flow over.
Real shit.
You don't have to change the world. Just change your life and then see about changing the lives of your parents, whoever it is you want to bring up out of the hole. So even if you inherited $300 million, you still got to learn how to manage it and how to get along with people. My favorite quote in the world is from Kanye West, and it's from his old album. And it said, it's on his last call. The last call on the first album is, "Now I can let these dream killers kill my self-esteem or use my arrogance as esteem to power my dreams." Oh, shoot. So with everything that you want to do in your life, make sure that instead of allowing the negativity from others to cripple you, use that as your steam to power the dreams and aspirations that you have going on in your life. There you go. Well said, Mr. Superstar Swish. Guys, again, thank you. I can't thank y'all enough for tuning in, whether you're listening on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, wherever it is that you guys are watching or listening to this. Thank you guys so very much to all the artists that have been on the show, the one that is currently here on the show, and to all the ones that I will have in the future. I appreciate your time and your support. And without further ado, Superstar Swish, thank you very much. Y'all have a great, blessed, and safe holidays. Peace. Peace.